It's the 18th of June, 1815. We're doing the pub battle's Waterloo Campaign. This time, Napoleon has brought Van Damme's 3rd Corps with him to Waterloo, and Lobau's 6th Corps, a smaller formation, is trying to hold off the Prussians. Bülow's 4th Corps is making its way across through Wavre, racing towards the Waterloo map, and Thielmann's 3rd Corps is also racing towards Waterloo. Turn 1, June 18th, starts with muddy conditions. So for turn 1 there still is no combat, and cavalry and artillery must remain on roads. Now we'll begin with Purchase 2nd Corps here, leaping forward and threatening Excelmann's cavalry. And here we see Blücher racing along. Now we begin turn 2. The mud conditions have ended and combat can be fought. Now I'm going to be pulling all of Wavre's chits first and then Waterloo chits, so I'm not constantly swinging the camera back and forth. And it'll be easier to look at developments on the Wavre map versus the Waterloo map. Over here, Purchase 2nd Corps will endeavor to cut off Excelmann's 2nd Cavalry Corps. To do that, they'll need to move through the woods, and that will cause them to flip to be spent, because these are thick woods. And the first shots of the day are heard when Lobau's artillery opens up on the Prussians, driving them back. Zieten's artillery opens up on Lobau's Frenchmen, driving them back. And now we move over to the Waterloo map. We begin with the Grand Battery opening up. Well, let me describe the action from the movement phase of turn 1. The large Prussian 4th Corps under Bülow is stretched out on these minor roads. They are racing in, but we'll see how long it takes them to actually be a force to consider here. Now Thielmann's 3rd Corps is also coming in on the south side. So where's Grouchy? Where are the French defenders? Excelmann's cavalry are fighting Prussians everywhere, and they're trying to break out. And in the center, with the Prussians flowing through the French lines like a sieve, Lobau attacks the troops right in front of him, Zieten's Corps. Now he's simply fallen back from that. Napoleon, the French 1st Cavalry, had run into Prussians everywhere, and he was in column, so he had to stop. And he's blind, he doesn't know what's going on over here. He's going to have to find that out next turn. And on the Waterloo map, here on the French right, Milhaud is coming around, going to cut off the British from the flank. But there are a few battalions of plucky Brits holding on the edge here, and then Uxbridge's cavalry came to the rescue. Suddenly, Milhaud's flanking move is very much in doubt. But now the French explosion on the whole Waterloo front will be telling. And over on the Wavre map, Excelmann's attempt to break out. Although they won the combat, it's not the clean breakout they were hoping for. And over here on the Waterloo map, Hougoumont has fallen. And all along the line the British have been pushed back, except Picton at Papelotte. Through all that, the British lost 1 block, the French lost 2. Now Napoleon's going to hold on to his plan of eliminating the British first and then dealing with the Prussians. But will he have time? Will he be able to do that? The Prussians can get here soon enough, but they're all in column and they're all stretched out. And they've got some French activity in the rear here. And Grouchy's got a lot of cavalry in his forces. So we'll see how that comes out. Turn 3. French continue to relentlessly assault the British line. And now we move to the Prussians. The French 2nd Cavalry Corps is driven back into the woods and they are destroyed. And one last combat in the center of the wharf map. And now we see the British line is beginning to crack. Heavy British casualties, heavy French casualties, and the Prussians are about to become a real concern. And now Bülow's 4th Corps and Thielmann's 3rd Corps, along with the pursuing 1st French Cavalry under Puyol, are all going to be pulled when the Waterloo battles are pulled. They're more over here than over here. All that's still on the Wavre map are 1st and 2nd Prussian Corps and Lobau's 6th Corps. After the battles over here, the British are occupying Hougoumont. Cook is in there with the best troops. Picton still has Pepperell. And once again I'm thinking, okay, next turn it's going to be decided. The first turn of combat, turn 2, didn't see so many casualties up here on the eliminated blocks because they were all becoming spent. Now, after turn 3, these spent started becoming eliminated and the casualties started adding up. Next turn, I think it's going to be even more so. But let us see. Hill's artillery opens up on the Frenchmen. Van Damme's attack on Clinton is driven off. And now we have combat, starting over here at Hougoumont. Now it looks flanked, but you can't flank a chateau. So it just means they have 3 blocks to attack with.
Disaster! The French bags are attacked by Zieten's dragoons.
And now, with the Prussians in their rear, the panicked French army routs. Napoleon has been defeated at Waterloo. This was a very close game, because next turn, it is very likely that the French could have attacked or come into contact with a British baggage train. That would have put the British out. And the Prussian army was coming in but very stretched out. And the French Guard Corps was responding to Thielmann's 3rd Corps. So there was very close. A matter of a turn, maybe 2, and in the whole swirling mess, Napoleon overlooked his bags. And what do I always say? Guard your bags. Okay, now I ended with the French baggage captured, which ends this scenario. It does not end a campaign battle. When the baggage train packed up, or was captured in this case, it forces a French withdrawal. They must fall back 3 infantry moves before they can turn around, unpack bags, recover losses, and prepare to fight again. Just like the British and Prussian armies did on the 17th.
Falling back 3 moves usually ends a scenario, but in a campaign with multiple maps, there could still be time and space to fight again.
So ordinarily this would go on, and the French would fall back, try to recover, while the coalition armies recovered, reorganized, and pursued them down. Now that would be really cool to see how that all played out. And if I was playing this with some partners at a game store or something, this could all be done in an afternoon. But trying to video it here in my studio, it's pretty involved, and at this point I'm just going to call the French out and end the video. My point was to demonstrate how the campaign can go, and I think I've done that. What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments below. Thank you.